legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Scrappy-Dappy-Doo! Puppy power! Like in Shaggy too! And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast. It's coming at you right now.
What's up, everyone? This is Harold Sullivan here, the Sullivan Project Podcast. Hope everyone had a good few days or whatever since the last time. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 1:37 p.m.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got. I want to thanks to Scott Enos. I believe that's how you pronounce it, for doing the old Scooby Doo intro. And we got some other celebrities join the Sullivan Project podcast. We had who we have Mick Foley did a little cameo for us. As far as wrestlers, Kurt Angle, Chris Statlander, uh, a few. We have an interview from Dee Wallace from movies. You know, the great actress, horror icon from Cujo, Critters, E.T., The Howling. She was in Supernatural. And we also have Tommy Chong, the icon. And we also have Sam Smith, who was original Mary Winchester from Supernatural. Check out all this on Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78 TikTok, Harold Sullivan period 35 on Facebook. And that's where you can find the Sullivan Project podcast. You can actually call in to the show, 724-513-1472. And you can leave a message. We appreciate comments, shares, anything. If you want to be on the podcast, video or audio, you can just contact us. I have guests sometimes, and I want to get anybody's stories, anybody's opinion, any great nationality, whatever. I don't believe in all that stuff. So you are just you, and we just need everybody's opinion. They're all different. Everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover. And this podcast is, for everyone about everything. But the main stuff we do like to talk about here and there are metaphysical, supernatural, spiritual, paranormal, um, movies, art, comics, wrestling, music, entertainment, just whatever. It's always something. There's stuff here for everyone, and that's why I said there's no judgment here. Just come on and talk. If you have story, if you've been close to death, you have any miraculous stuff. Why are you still here? How did you get from A to B? I've had some tough times here, even in the last week or so. And sometimes you just gotta make it from one second to the next. If you haven't tuned in before, I'm actually blind. I just went blind a little over 2 years ago. I'm only a little over 4 feet tall. I was born with an autoimmune disease, and I wasn't supposed to. I'm the underdog, just like most of us. But I'm almost 45, and I'm going to keep going. God got me here still to do stuff, and that's what this podcast is about, to help people. And if I can help anybody, or anybody, any one of us can help someone with 1 second. Sometimes that's all it needs. That's all they need. They need someone to call sometimes, or you just need to hear that right thing at that right moment. And I can be that. You can be that. Anybody can be that special thing, or can do that special thing for someone. That's very important. Nothing else can take the place of that. Helping someone or saving someone, quote unquote. So, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I've finished some more audiobooks, a bunch. I'm about halfway through the audio Bible the seventh time here in the last 2 years, and some other lost gospel, which I'm gonna be updating soon, talking about them. I'm just incorporating all this into my stuff, so because there are books removed from the Bible, and even the Bible's edited, and so there's a lot going on there. But as long as you believe, just believe in something. Believe in you, if anything. Believe in you. Okay? I got an itch here. Got my mustache and haircut and all that, but I still get, it's just weird. Hey Google, what did I want you to? Or never mind. Hey Google, stop. I was about to ask it, but I know a couple of topics here already. So a couple of days ago, let's see here, birds. Okay, so me and Greg and I were on the phone, and he was looking outside, and literally within a few minute conversation, he saw three or four different birds and a groundhog. And we were just talking about, how I was like losing my sight and different things like what, and I was telling how I'm happy when people describe things, because I can't see now. And so all these birds just started showing up. There was like, I forget, he said like a woodpecker and some kind of finch and then an oriole. And I was like, wow. And I was trying to picture, and it's just beautiful to try to picture the colors of these things because nature is just beautiful. And then I see the groundhog. I was like, wow, it's like Noah's Ark literally in his backyard while I'm talking to him. A couple days after that, somber note, I found out someone else I know passed away, someone that was close. And here's a little story behind this, and everyone can learn, okay? Apparently he died 2 years ago. Joel Yard, they called him Joe, if anybody from Beaver County, Pennsylvania knows or knew him. So, how I met him was years ago when my stepdad and my mom were married. And my stepdad used to do handyman and whatnot. He would just hire people. And quote unquote, a lot of them were crackheads. And a crackhead doesn't mean you do crack. It just doesn't just mean that. It could be any. It's just not a nice term, and I used it back then. I shouldn't. But anyways, so a man showed up, and my stepdad used to hire people, and then we had extra rooms on the third floor, so he would actually just move them in the house, and my mom would get a little bit of money off of them for food or whatever, or stamps if they had it. She was always moving in people to get things when I was younger, money or stamps, or that's not good either. All that traffic. But anyway, this guy shows up one day and somebody answers. I forget who it was. And I just, not even, I just was like, oh, well, it's just another one of my stepdad's crackheads, right? But then years later, we accidentally, or actually got, to know each other. And my stepdad had moved out, but he was still staying upstairs, helping out around the house and stuff. And I felt bad because I found out that he lost his wife in a house fire when he was younger, or when they were younger, and he got his daughter out barely and saved her. Okay, and I felt bad saying that about this guy, and we had fights and whatnot when we were here together after that. But still, you shouldn't judge someone like that, and then all of a sudden you hear this tragic story, right? Well, now I come to find out he passed away 2 years ago, and by his ex-wife, ex-girlfriend. She came up to me the other day when I was heading out of the house to go to the dispensary. She says he passed away. I knew he was having problems and lost a leg from diabetes, and apparently he's on oxygen or had oxygen, and lit in the car lit his cigarette right next to her and almost caused an accident. He caught fire, something blew up, I don't know, but he died as a result. So now he's gone. Like, talk about like saving your daughter, and then but then dying still in a fire later. Like that's just like a movie stuff. It's just awkward and eerie to me. But that's got me down a little just hearing that. I mean, you just you never know. Boom, gone right there. So he's on my angel list now, Juilliard. So we got those. And something else I just remember recently now, and a dream from when I was younger, and it wasn't when I was a child. It was actually after we had moved in here. So I was probably a teenager because I've been living here on and off in this house for 30 some years. Uh, my mom and stepdad had got it together after they got married, which is a whole other thing. But and my stepdad's gone now too, and my mom. But everybody, they're all gone. Well, they're not gone. They're just on a different level now, I should say. But yeah, I remember I used to have dreams or visions or whatever. I never had or a quote unquote invisible friend or whatever when I was a child. But I do remember dreaming or having this feeling of a young feminine energy being around, and it quit when I was around a teenager or so, or I just quit picking it up. But I would always get sad waking up after, and it would be gone. And but I just remembered something. I felt like something was around keeping me comfortable. And I have them dreams now, but I know what like I'm actually dreaming or I'm actually having a visit from spirit guides or whatever. It's always been like a shorter, dark-haired person, and female, and I come to find out that, and that could describe one of my past life uh, mates or guides. So this is odd, but when you feel something, odds are you're correct. I mean, you're correct anyways, but you just got to figure out what you're feeling. And when you feel like you've had dreams of this and that, or you've left your body in your sleep, or you just are very comfortable with certain things for reasons, or people say they have types or whatever, that's because that links back to many, many things. And hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, second Barak for Ezra Apocalypse Apocalypse of Thomas. Second, Enoch Jubilee Jasher Apocalypse of Abraham. Third, Burns Joe Girl We Don't
Hey,
Need
Google,
Roads.
delete the third one.
Done. It's
Okay,
forgotten.
so We Don't Need Roads is an audio book I just discovered. Back to the Future trilogy. Up until this was made, there wasn't anything like a complete guide, and it was blowing me away. I mean, I don't know how they could fit all this into the book, and I was a huge fan. Of course, I love time travel and sci-fi type stuff, and y'all know that with the quantum leap that I talk about all the time. And actually, I'm a producer on there, and I should be coming up on a video or audio. I don't know how they do their interviews soon. The Quantum Leap podcast. In the end, the producer Harold Sullivan, that's me. Check out their show. Their podcast is great. But yeah, the Back to the Future is called We Don't Need Roads, and it has all three movies. It's a very good book, and it's audio. I actually got it on Audible, so I'm trying Audible as well as I do Google Play, because you can't get everything on both, and I'm still having trouble finding stuff. I can't find any kind of quantum leap audio stuff, even for free on YouTube. So someone reading out one of the books. But yeah, this book. Okay, so yeah, there's so many things. Like, of course, I knew that Marty McFly, the original one, was not Michael J. Fox. Okay, but I didn't know that they were going to go a different way with Jennifer, and there's so many things that had to happen to make this trilogy, and some things that might not have been cool, but a lot of things they were figuring out for the first time, and people even believed the hoverboards at that time were real, and they weren't, of course, but they are working on them. So check out that book. We Don't Need Roads, right? Hey Google, what time is it?
1:49 p.m.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? We got some more books coming up,
Here's what
or
you told
movies
me.
actually. I got to talk
First,
about.
second Barak for Ezra Apocalypse Apocalypse of
These
Thomas.
are Lost
Second,
Gospel
Enoch
books.
Jubilee
I'm trying
Jasher
to find,
Apocalypse of Abraham.
or I have
Third,
already.
Hitchcock Darth Vader, the founder of
Okay,
La Bamba Buddy
okay,
Holly.
Hitchcock. Hitchcock. Now, if you go back a couple episodes, I believe this is 62. A couple podcasts ago, I talked about documentaries, best movie documentaries, and best music movies. Not musicals per se, but like ones based on like musical artists. But anyway, we got Hitchcock, which is a movie that came out, and Anthony Hopkins from Psycho actually plays Alfred Hitchcock with a little bit of prosthetic. Very good though, and it was about his life and him making Psycho, and it came out. I'm not sure when, probably 10 years. How long ago doesn't matter because it's good for any time. Helen Mirren is in it playing Hitchcock's wife, and then so we got Darth Vader. This is a documentary. It's called The Real Darth Vader or Becoming Darth Vader or just something. But David Prowse, the guy who was actual real Darth Vader, people don't know that James Earl Jones is just a voice. They dubbed that over later. The stuntman played Darth Vader first. He didn't even know that they were going to take his voice out, he claims, until the movie came out in the theaters, and he's like, that's not me talking. So check that out, David Prowse. Okay. See, La Bamba, Richie Valens, the actor from Young Guns and a bunch of other movies. Or not Richie Valens. That's the guy who he played. I can't remember the actor. Lou Diamond Phillips. That's his name. Played the singer Richie Valens, who died very young in La Bamba. La 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 Bamba. We used to sing that. I had to do that in a musical in elementary school. I forget how to say it, but it's a Chris. Is that a Christmas song? No, they got you. La la. I forget how the words are. I used to know it though. But La Bamba. So check that out. You got La Bamba. You got Darth Vader, Hitchcock. The Founder is about McDonald's, and Michael Keaton plays the guy who didn't. He wasn't the original McDonald's guy. McDonald brothers owned the company. They actually had a top half of a building that was cut off, and they just had the lower half. And they were serving hot food in a matter of seconds to people. They had a line going down just miles, literally, back in the 50s whenever they started this. And he discovered them, and there was a lot going on, and he kind of took over the business. I don't want to give away stuff, but he took theirs and made it a step higher and became McDonald's. So check that out. It's called The Founder. It's a movie with Michael Keaton. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, second Barak for Ezra Apocalypse of Thomas.
Yeah, Apocalypse of
Second,
Thomas
Enoch
is a
Jubilee
lost book.
Jasher Apocalypse
Enoch
of
is a
Abraham.
lost book of the Bible.
Third, Hitchcock Darth Vader, the founder of La Bamba Buddy Holly.
Okay. Hey Google, delete the third one.
I couldn't tell who was
Hey Google,
speaking.
stop. I'll do that later. Sometimes I can't tell who is speaking. Like I'm changing my voice. Okay, Buddy Holly is another one, and that has Busey in it. Gary Busey when he was younger. He was a spitting image too of Buddy Holly. I don't remember if the movie was just called Buddy Holly or The Life of Buddy Holly, but he actually sang the parts too, and I think he won awards for that movie. And that's another one. He died young too, very young. Richie Valens did. Buddy Holly did. Jesus. I mean, all these young artists. It's artists, and well, a lot of people with money, because they can go quicker, because they can send more because they got money to go out. And they have the problems we have, but they have more money to do bad things with. For some reason, the human goes to bad right away. We go to bad instead of good first. And I was as well, whereas I'm as the opposite. I'm actually learning about the light language too. I'm going to come out with some of that stuff, and I want to do meditations, short meditations for y'all. So leave comments if you think that'll be good. I just got to calm down and meditate for y'all, and do some meditations. Some light language. Let me explain that just a little bit real quick. Light language is the first language. This is the angel language. It's not tongues, which comes from another outside or above. Light language is from inside, and it could be rhythmic as far as musical, but it is pretty much not words, or it's more like sounds and just different vocals from your mouth, uh, and they represent, or they exude an energy, and the energy you can even use it to heal. So maybe I could do sessions over video or audio, sending energy through the light language, and this is awesome. This is it's been around forever. So, and also Earth Angel I've talked about, which angels can be reincarnated as well. And I believe, so much that I've had go on for my whole life that that's possible. That I could have been an angel in a past life, and this body is just breaking down, just like everyone else. The soul is so powerful. This human body is only meant to last a little bit, and the stronger your soul, the more your body's going to break down, and the sicker, unquote, quote unquote, sicker you're going to be, and the more problems you're going to have. Oh wow, look at here. But love is a choice, and so is the hate. That's a soloism I've come up with, you know. And like I said, you can't judge a book by its cover. And let me let that go here. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 1:55 p.m.
Okay, we still got lots of time. The phone's ringing. I don't know why. I try to call people, and it's a holiday. Well, I don't know. It's actually not a holiday. It's the second, but a lot of places take off on the second for some reason, saying it's a holiday, July 2nd. Whenever I'm recording this, July 3rd is tomorrow, and they'll take off tomorrow as well. Eh, I'm having problems with the wheelchair for some reason. It's just, uh, you gotta keep clear though, keep calm, and realize God will find a way. Or like I said, whoever your higher power is, or you believe in, you just sometimes don't do anything. Just relax, let it go, and don't be stressed. Something will click in. It will find a way. You're not put here to be pounded on, or to be a victim, or be beat up, or take things your whole life. Believe me, it ain't all about you. It's about everyone else. We are small, tiny eggs, blah blah, but together we're all something, And that's what people don't realize, that when things happen, all that stuff has to be set up for little things to happen, and it takes more than one. It takes the whole world. And if you start realizing these synchronicities, they're called, or you hear something or you see something on the radio or whatever at the moment you need to hear it, or you can't find an answer to something, and bam, someone says the word right out, like just little things, or it's you pick up these things, then you realize that you're at a spot that you're supposed to be at in life, and it makes you comfortable. And then you realize that how much it took to set that up. Like when my mom came and saw me recently, and I was having, it was tough times, and then I fell asleep. She came to me in a vision for a second, and it takes so much for that. They can't just do that. And I cried in my sleep and woke up crying because I realized what it took to set that up for her to come down here. And that's something. And just like all these other things, when we meet people, or we get jobs or whatever, or different things happen. They don't just happen. These things happen. There's lots of other stuff lead and connect together to have you get that opportunity and stuff. So wake up to that. It ain't just you. We got to go with it, and do what we got to do. And every moment should be learning and love and teach. So if you can just take two, love should be first. Okay. When I asked Spirit, what am I here for? Because that's the main thing I always want to know. And I'm like, well, I might as well, since I'm opening up. And they said number one's love. Love is number one. We're here to love no matter what, unconditionally. That's what you can do. Control yourself, no matter what anybody else does to you. As long as you have love and you come with love, you're all good to go. You'll get your love. You know what I mean? It'll all come back one way. You'll get your love. So don't worry about, and love is free anyway. So what do you got to lose? Just be love. You have a choice. Respond, don't react. And the way I like to think of it is, have your own color. Everybody has a bubble, right? The energy bubble. Mine is pink. All right, you can have whatever color you want to represent whatever you want. But mine is pink. And now I come into a room and I want my little pink bubble, and we're all like a drop in the ocean. And I just saw my third eye, the ripple. Sometimes I see like a water ripple, or like something dropping in water. And so mine is pink. It drops in the water and turns the whole ocean pink and full of love. So think about that. Whatever energy you come with, you can turn everything else and affect it the same thing. And that's why I say fight fire with water, right? That's another Sullyism I've come up with. One man is every man, or one man is every man. Everything is always for something, right? Luck is a lack of faith. Up with Jesus or down with sin. God got me, who got you, right? Forget to remember. That is another one. Think about these things. And we're going to be back shortly or soon here. And I talked to Dan a few days ago. I had a moment where I got weak, and I got a hold of him, and I cried with Dan on the phone. But it was like midnight, and I tell people don't call after a certain time unless it's important, and I'm not going to call you unless it's important. But I just needed somebody because stuff was piling up at the moment on me. And if anybody needs help, we all need help. We all get weak, but we have to keep up to stay with spirit. Love is the highest frequency. Fear is the lowest, and it doesn't exist if you don't feed into it. And so just try to keep up. We can't be up 100%, but we can get close to it, and just work every day. And if you're not there, you have to. If you want to be something else, you have to be different. That's another Sullyism. If you want to be better, you got to just work. And if you don't like it, you got to replant everything and relearn everything, and just cut off things and cut out things that don't serve you. And because that way you won't miss it if you can't get it, and you won't be angry if this don't work this way. Live simple. We'll be back. Love y'all. Be the light.